Okay, we are live. This is Billy Carson, aka Forbidden Knowledge. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. And today I'm going to go over affirmations, but I'm going to go over it from the ancient aspect. As you know, I have a workshop coming up with Dr. Tara Swart. That's going to be May 29th, and that will be from 9 a.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 5 hours. 5 hours. It's going to be an amazing workshop about spirituality backed by neuroscience. And some of the stuff we're going to talk about in there are epigenetic memories and how they directly affect you on the RNA and DNA genetic level, and how they actually affect you for 15 to 20 generations. And there is a process to reprogram the traumas from past generations in your DNA. Today, I'm going to spend a little bit of time giving you a sneak peek as to what the ancients knew about affirmations and the power of affirmations and kind of really where they originated. So I'm going to talk to you guys for a few minutes here about this. All right. And let me drop this link to the event in the chat here. All right. I know I just kind of popped in on y'all in the middle of the day, but I'm going to spend a little bit of time. I'm going to open up a PowerPoint and just go over a couple of slides with you. And I'm going to go down some of these ancient affirmations and the source of these ancient affirmations. First and foremost, if you don't know who I am, you might know if you follow me in these accounts that I just went live on, but I am Billy Carson, the founder of Forbidden Knowledge and the author, the best-selling author, or two-time best-selling author actually now, of Compendium of the Emerald Tablets. And also, of course, my second book, which also became a bestseller very rapidly. You can see how big this book is. Woke doesn't mean broke. This book is being hailed as the financial Bible. 688 pages. It's really, this book is heavy. This book is amazing. I'm not saying because I wrote it, I'm saying it because of the reviews that I've gotten from professors at MIT, Harvard, and many other places, which are actually in the book. So thank you, Gary. So basically today what I'm going to do is go over a little bit of a PowerPoint presentation with you guys, give you a sneak peek just into the history or the origins of some of the positive affirmations. Not the only source of origin, but just one of the sources of ancient origins of actual affirmations. And the thing that's so powerful about affirmations, scientifically, if you say affirmations to yourself, 5, 6, 7 times a day aloud, you actually begin to reprogram your DNA after the 21st day. So after 21 days, your DNA begins to be rewritten based off of not only you saying the affirmation out loud, because it creates a somatic vibration, a somatic frequency, but also the conscious thought that you are actually believing the affirmation as well. So those two things together combined begin to rewrite your DNA. Okay, it's really amazing. So I'm going to share my screen here. Let's see here. Let me go to my share screen mode on this. I'm kind of new to this particular StreamYard app. Okay, here we go. Share screen. And share my screen here. Okay. All right, window. So I can now see where's my PowerPoint. So let's go to, okay. So once I figure this part out, we're going to have a little mini, let me close this, a little mini explanation into affirmations here. Let me just get this. Okay, so share screen. Okay, now. Trying to make sure you guys can see. Looks like I'm sharing 1,000 screens. That's interesting. Hold on a second. Okay. Hold on, guys. I knew I'd get a phone call or 20 eventually. Share screen. Okay, here we go. Got it. There we go. Let me put this thing on mute again. Otherwise, it'll go off 1,000 times. And we'll start from the current slide. Okay. So we're going to be talking a little bit today about Mayot. That's the correct enunciation or pronunciation of this woman's name, this ancient woman. Her name was Mayot. Mayot was the wife of Thoth. Who was Thoth? That's the Atlantean that ruled over the land of Chem. And he ruled over the land of Chem for 14,000 years. We're talking going all the way back to like 54,000 years ago. And Thoth, he's always depicted with the head of an ibis bird, and that was, with the beak. But that just represents bringing darkness to light, because the ibis bird sticks his beak deep into the mud to bring sustenance out of the mud. So it's a representation of bringing darkness to light. He actually had the face of a man, and the original face of the Sphinx was Thoth's face. Much later, it was recarved down to his brother's son's face. So his nephew's face is currently the face on the Sphinx. That's why the head is disproportionate. It was never the head of a lion. Not once ever was it the head of a lion. The Sumerian tablets are very clear. It was the face of Negajida, who was actually known as Thoth. So Mayot, okay, she's the wife of Thoth, the goddess of justice. The ostrich feather is in her hair. This identifies her. Helped at the weighing of the heart, the goddess of truth and harmony. Mayot refers to both the ancient Egyptian concepts of truth, balance, order, harmony, law, morality, and justice, and the personification of these concepts as a goddess regulating the stars, seasons, and the actions of both mortals and the deities who set the order of the universe from chaos at the moment of creation. So they're saying that Mayot's affirmations and her presence is so amazing and so powerful that she literally has a possibility of balancing the consciousness of the gods and communicating that to the average man, the mortal man. And also, since the beginning of time, it's saying that, this is allegorically, that the concept of this morality and this law and justice was imbued into the universal consciousness. So we're talking about going back to the beginning of space-time itself, or the beginning of the actual universe. The yin and the yang. This is one of the aspects of yin and yang. Most likely, the yin are these particular attributes that she brings to the table. So Mayot, one of the famous quotes is, "Know thyself, know thy soul, know thy heart, and know thy purpose." One of the most famous quotes from Mayot. And if you really analyze and read this and study this, you see how powerful it is. You're talking about knowing thyself. So the first thing she's saying here is to go inside. All this chasing exterior gratification, exterior deities to come and make you feel better about yourself, never going to happen. You have to know yourself for yourself. You have to know your soul for your soul. You have to understand and know your heart, and you have to understand and know your purpose. You have to dig deep, and you have to find what is your purpose here in this timeline. What is your passion? If you don't know what your passion is, you need to find your passion. Stop wasting days aimlessly strolling through this third-dimensional matrix without finding out what you truly are passionate about and what you truly love to do. And then, because then you're just operating on matrix programming code. Get out a pen and paper, write down your passions, figure out what you like, what interests you, what things interest you, and that you'd like to be more involved in and bring more to the forefront of your life so that you're operating within your passions. Mayot is the concept of truth, justice, law, integrity, uprightness, correctness, righteousness, steadfast, unalterable, reality, order, stability, continuity, equilibrium, balance, measurement, and reciprocity. So we're talking about some really amazing attributes. So if you take on the consciousness of Mayot and you take on these attributes, it's going to automatically begin to rewrite the way you think about things, people, yourself, the world. You're going to bring these attributes to yourself, and then those attributes are going to magnify on the exterior of you. May, concept of right, true, real, genuine, uprightness, righteous, just, authentic. Morality, karma, kama, kema, dharma. You see how these are tapping into all these roots, into the ancient knowledge of indigenous peoples from all around the planet. Personified names, Ma, Mayet, Mahat, Mayut, Amos, Mayat, Might, Mayet, and Mut. Known to the Greek as Metis, Dike, and Themis. Okay, so this is an entity that's been known all around the entire planet. The 42 Deals of Mayot. This is where the 10 Commandments came from. The 10 Commandments, to be honest with you, didn't come from somebody climbing up a mountain and getting it from a burning bush. The 10 Commandments were taken directly out of the 42 Ideals of Mayot, which predate the Bible by thousands of years. It's actually not even a secret. And so the 42 Ideals of Mayot, what I like to do with people, I like to read this, and I like to hear them, have them read it out loud as well. So if you're in a place that you can actually speak, if you're at work and you can't speak, then obviously don't do it now, do it later. You can play this video back. It'll be saved wherever you're watching it. I'm on multiple platforms, I think, at once. But the 42 Ideals of Mayot are powerful and should be repeated at least 3 times a day out loud and with meaningful exuberance. And so we're going to read this right now one time. So the 42 Ideals of Mayot. I honor virtue. I benefit with gratitude. I am peaceful. I respect the property of others. I affirm that all life is sacred. I give offerings that are genuine. I live in truth. I regard all altars with respect. I speak with sincerity. I consume only my fair share. I offer words of good intent. I relate in peace. I honor animals with reverence. I can be trusted. I care for earth. I keep my own counsel. I speak positively of others. I remain in balance with my emotions. I am trustful in my relationships. I hold purity in high esteem. I spread joy. I do the best I can. I communicate with compassion. I listen to opposing opinions. I create harmony. I invoke laughter. I am open to love in various forms. I am forgiving. I am kind. I act respectfully of others. I am accepting. I follow my inner guidance. I converse with awareness. I do good. I give blessings. I keep the waters pure. I speak with good intent. I praise the goddess and the god. I am humble. I achieve with integrity. I advance through my own abilities. I embrace the all. These are really powerful affirmations that you can say every single day, and say it multiple times a day, but then also analyze each one of these affirmations. Analyze them and see if you're really in true alignment with these affirmations. And if you're not, work out a way that you can become aligned with those particular affirmations, So if like number 29, I am kind. Well, if you're not a kind person or not, you can try to trick yourself and act like you're a great person and you treat people with respect and you love people. But deep down, you know what you're really feeling on the inside, or openly how you just outwardly treat somebody. I mean, I've gone to dinner with people that treat waitresses and waiters like garbage. And their next conversation, they're having all this conscious talk, but meanwhile, they just dogged out, the service that was providing the meal to us. And so that, in my mind, that person is not a kind person. And that person knows that they're not kind. They know they're being kind of really evil and wicked in a way when dealing with certain peoples. And so be honest with yourself. Are you kind? If you're not kind, work on that. Analyze your interactions with people, over the last 30 days, and you'll be able to answer that question for yourself. You don't need a psychiatrist. You don't need me. You don't need anybody else. We all are born knowing right from wrong. And so you can analyze that. So find out which one of these things that you're in alignment, you're not in alignment with, and then align yourself properly. I consume only my fair share. Are you a greedy person? Are you a hoarder? Are you taking more than, what you're supposed to in a particular situation? Whether you're doing that or not. Get in alignment. That's what this is all about. The thing about reprogramming your DNA and becoming a better person and being a benefit of service to others is you have to become very honest with yourself in certain areas where you're failing or faulting. I do it all the time. I gotta check myself and bring myself back in alignment. And if you're not putting yourself in check and bringing yourself back in alignment, then you're lying to yourself consistently, and you're just aimlessly floating through life, and you're pretending. And so, at any given time, any one of these we can be out of alignment with, but it's how you handle that. Do you check yourself? Do you realize where you feel out of alignment, and what can you do to bring yourself back into alignment with the 42 Ideals of Mayot? And it's not that you're going to have a perfect run 24/7, because obviously we're all human, and we're all, at some point going to make a fault. But like I said, just trying to get back to the fundamental basis of how to be a good person, how to be of service to others, how to have unconditional love for others. These ideals basically bring everything, and not only others, but also even nature. Nature is even mentioned here. Will bring that into full spectrum. For example, I honor animals with reverence. I see people that abuse their animals. They don't feed their animals properly. Don't take them on walks. You may be giving your pet the best food that money can buy, and you may have a nice house or an apartment or a condo. But if you're only if that dog or that cat or whatever, most likely a lot of people have dogs. If that dog is only seeing outside to take a quick piss and a poop, then you're not treating that animal with reverence. That animal is a prisoner. If you don't have time to take your animal out for a meaningful walk, and for that animal to spend time experiencing nature with it's actually a part of, then you need to get rid of that animal, and you need to let somebody else that can do that take that animal, or somebody that has a huge backyard take that animal. Too many times I've lived in condos or apartments where I saw people with these massive dogs, and those dogs get to go outside for 5 to 10 minutes max every single day. The rest of the time they're cooped up in an apartment or a condo. That's not reverence for an animal. That's being selfish. You just have the animal because it makes you feel better, but you're not considering the animal's actual feelings and emotions. And you think just because the animal's always happy to see you that it's okay. But that animal is suffering internally. And so we have to get ourselves in alignment. We have to check ourselves. We have to really analyze everything we're doing. And we have to bring ourselves back. And we have to be honest with ourselves. It's the most important thing. Because if you're not honest with yourself, then obviously, you're not going to be able to fulfill any of these affirmations. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. If this thing lets me. Let me see. Go back here. I just wanted to spend some time sharing this with you guys today. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I just kind of popped in on you in the middle of a day. But I'm telling you, this workshop is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. It's going to be an amazing workshop. Dr. Tara Swart and I are going to really go in deep into a lot of the aspects of affirmations, how they work, how they actually reprogram the DNA. We're going to show you DNA being recorded as it's being reprogrammed and rewritten. You'll see that in the workshop as well. It's going to be an amazing 5 hours, and I'm going to spend a lot of time going over spiritual concepts, and she's going to come right behind me and back up those spiritual concepts with things that I learned in her class. I attended her class at MIT, and where I really got a lot of confirmation about things I had known about and been teaching for decades, but I was getting a lot of great confirmation, which is the main reason why I took that class. I wanted to see what mainstream neuroscience had to say about a lot of the concepts and theories that I go over and talk about almost every single day on various social media, blogs, news articles, interviews, whatever. And I found that they were in total 100% alignment. MIT was in such alignment with the content that this particular conference or this particular workshop that we're doing, they actually support it. So it's gonna be amazing, mind blowing. I think you guys are gonna really get a lot out of this. Obviously, that was just a small snippet of information there, but I'm looking forward to spending a lot of time on there and really going deep into conscious light waves, how light waves carry information and data from your conscious thoughts, how they permeate through the universe on wavelengths, and how those wavelengths and amplitudes create a frequency, and how that frequency can be a low or high. And depending on the rate of that frequency, it's going to bring what you're going to get back in terms of law of attraction. And so I'm going to show you how the law of attraction actually really works from a scientific level, not just from, ooh, it's magic, and this, you think about it and it pops up. Now I'm going to go into the actual quantum mechanics and the quantum physics behind this and give you an opportunity to really see and understand the inner workings of how your thoughts actually work and how they permeate throughout the universe, and how they connect to the ethereal grid, the etheric plane power grid, in which distance is an illusion, separation is an illusion. All these things are illusory. Solidity is an illusion. It's an illusion created by a hologram that we project. And so it's going to be a great workshop, guys. It's going to be fantastic. I think, it's not going to be so over sciencey where you can't grasp it. We're going to bring it down to earth and give you solutions that you can use in your life today, not tomorrow, not next week, not 20 years from now. This isn't one of those conferences where we're talking about eventually we're going to get, to this level as a species. And we're going to talk about things that we can utilize today. We're going to give you things that you're going to actually be able to actively interact with us at the exact moment and duplicate with us in real time. Some of these things that we're going to give you to do, these little activities to get you going, get your brain going, get you interacting, and get you on the process of really magnifying the way that you see yourself and the way you experience the world as well. All right. So it's going to be amazing. I'll drop the link in the chat one more time. And depending on where you're watching this, it will be saved, and you'll be able to come back and check this out a little bit later. But I'm really looking forward to doing this workshop. And then I have another workshop coming up that's going to be with Jimmy Church, and it's going to be the UFO. I'm sorry, it's going to be the Forbidden Disclosure Conference. Some of it's going to be about UFO. Some of it's going to be about ancient civilizations. I'm going to obviously talk about ancient civilizations. Great TV hosts like Richard Dolan will talk about some of the UFO and UAP activity that's been going on and kind of give his explanation as to what it is and some new hidden disclosure that he has been saving just for my conference that he hasn't shared with the world yet, that nobody's heard. I'm going to go deep into ancient civilizations and the technologies being used by the Atlanteans and how some of those technologies can be related to some of the activity that we're seeing today in terms of either reverse engineered military, black budget unacknowledged programs, or even some outer world technology that can be related back to a lot of these ancient texts and the origins of this stuff and how they got their hands on it and how they were able to replicate some of this ancient technology. So that's going to be an amazing workshop. It's actually 11 hours. It's going to be 11 hours on the July 17th. And so I'll be dropping the link to that one pretty soon, and I'll be giving a lot more information about that one very soon. It's already on the Eventbrite page. It's the Forbidden, with the number 4, Forbidden Disclosure Conference. And it's going to be an amazing 11-hour workshop. We're going to be bringing you real disclosure, real information, pulling away the veil and giving you the real nitty gritty as to what's happening, what's going on, who are they, where are they from, and which ones are ours that we created ourselves. We're going to separate the two so you get a good understanding. What is a UFO and what is something that human beings made flying around doing the same exact stuff? And so it's going to be a great conference, and that'll be July 17th, 11 hours, guys. Mind-blowing content. All right. I'm looking back to bringing a lot of this stuff to you. I'm looking back to looking forward to getting on these lives a lot more and bringing you little snippets of conscious content do little PowerPoint presentations and so forth. So I'll probably start hopping on here 2 or 3 times a week. And maybe from time to time, I'll have a nice guest on here with me and just share some more information, share some more knowledge with everyone. So please subscribe to the channel, share my channel. I'm going to start doing a lot more on YouTube as well. All right. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I will catch you later. See you on the 29th, May 29th, 9 a.m. Don't miss it. All right. Peace.